Hello and welcome to this 10-minute stretch and muscle activation routine designed especially for adults over age 50. It's a gentle way to wake up the body, loosen stiff joints, and get your muscles ready for the day. We focus on joint-friendly stretches, light muscle activations, improved circulation, and better balance and posture. Here it's essentially just laying flat on your back, driving through your heels to lift the bottom up towards the roof. Aim to keep like a nice plane across the top where your hips and knees are in line. You can push through your hands and your feet if you need to. Essentially, the muscles we're working here are the lower back, the glute muscles, and the hamstrings. I would aim to do about 10 repetitions of these. You can do 1 to 2 sets. However, for muscle activation work, the 1 set was also fine. From here, we want to move into knee to chest stretching. Essentially, activate the hip muscles to bring the knee closer to your chest and then overcome that resistance by using your upper body, using your upper arms to pull that knee closer to your chest. A lot of these stretches will have some degree of flexion in them where we're not standing up and loading the spine with weight. It's bringing the knee to a chest while we're laying on our back is completely fine for the lower back. It's not too much excessive flexion. From here, we're in a tabletop position and we're slowly lowering the feet down towards the floor, aiming to keep that tabletop position each time and just slowly lower. Aim for about 5 repetitions on each leg here. The main thing is keeping the core engaged. To further challenge this, we can add our arms into it, where we are further extending the opposites now. So the left arm goes back as the right leg goes down and vice versa. From here, we instruct the client to go into all fours, where we're going to do some rounding of the spine. Essentially a cat-camel type of position where we want to get that nice hind back and head drops down and the mid back goes towards the roof. And then the opposite part is then sinking the stomach down towards the floor to arch the lower back. We can come back to a neutral spine position and then slowly kick each leg backwards, almost as a donkey kick. Aim to do 5 of these for each leg as well. While you're still keeping the spine in a nice neutral position, we want to now use the upper body, so keep the lower back and the glutes and hips stable, and then now start to extend one arm forward as if you're trying to reach something. Aim to do 5 of them on each arm, and then make it slightly more difficult by doing the opposite sides again, so opposite arm and opposite leg. This is challenging. As you can see, there is a lot of rotation involved. You want to keep the core stable and then extend either limb. From here, bring the leg out towards the side in the all fours position still, although the leg is out directly on the side of you. And then what you're going to do is bring the bottom down towards the heel. And so what you're going to achieve here is a nice groin stretch. Depending how far you go, you might even get an upper body lat stretch involved with this as well. Can be tight on the hips, so if you can't come out all the way, you may have a slight bend in the knee. Otherwise, just drop the leg backwards and then start to go into the same stretch on the other side. Ideally, 5 to 10 repetitions of these on each leg. You'll feel a nice stretch through the back of the hamstring and the inner groin. From here, go into a Knight's position, and then we want to be stretching out the hip flexor a little bit. We can add a pole or some degree of a band in front of us with our arms, and then slowly lift your arms overhead, which then keeps the hips nice and stable, and you should feel this nice stretch through the front of the left hip flexor here, if the right knee is the stabilizing one. We can then switch that to the opposite side. So the left knee is now stabilizing the right leg, and the right hip flexor is getting this stretch as you go overhead. Aim to perform around 5 of these on each leg as well. All right, what I want you to do here is put that stick or the balance beam to hold you out in front. It gets a little tricky and challenging on the balance, but ideally try to keep a straight leg. The client here couldn't hold a straight leg, so we had a slight knee bend. What you should be feeling here is a stretch to the right hip flexor still, but the left hamstring will now kick in, and aim to lift the arm up overhead as a more of a dynamic type of balance stretch. From here, we go into 5 repetitions of these, and then we switch to the opposite side and same setup. You may notice slight difference in the type of hamstring stretch you can get, but ideally bouncing through the knee, straight leg, and then now lifting the arm up overhead. We'll go back into the all fours, and from here, I'm going to do a type of fire hydrant position where we are essentially lifting the leg up, and it's called the fire hydrant exercise. You can imagine like a dog peeing on a fire hydrant. This is where the name was coined from. But essentially, we're getting some rotation through the hip. Try keep the upper body still as much as you can, but then lifting the leg out towards the side. The knee should stay bent the whole time throughout this exercise. If you can do this in a full push-up position, go for it. But otherwise, stay on the all fours position. And then I want you to bring your opposite arm to the opposite knee, or the opposite hand towards the opposite knee. So the right hand should touch behind the left knee, and then the left hand should touch behind the right knee. Just engages some upper back and hip mobility. Then we can lay onto our front and then keep the head up. You can use your hands to rest your forehead onto your hands. But here we want to engage the lower back, the glute and the hamstring muscles, and ideally keep the leg in a straight position and just aim to lock out the knee and lift the leg towards the roof. To make this more difficult or to get more of a muscle activation for the upper body, add the arms into it now. So lift the arms up, both at the same time. And then as you do this, you'll feel the lower back and the legs kick in. You can do all 4 at the same time, almost like a Superman type of position. Can create a lot of stress in the lower back or a lot of muscle activation. If you cannot do all 4, just do either both arms or do both legs. On your back here with the knee towards the chest. It's similar to the one before where we're doing the knee to chest, but I want you to add in a degree of rotation just to open up the hips. So bring the knee to chest. You're not going to overpressure by pushing the knee further into the chest. Once you bring it to a comfortable position, then just slightly turn towards your side. So knee to chest and then rock to your left, then rock to the right. Same again, aim between 5 and 10 repetitions of this one. You can start in all fours, but essentially here what we're going to do is aim to bring our bottom down towards our heels. There's slight hip flexion and lower back flexion involved in this exercise, but the child's pose position, which is what it's called, aims to stretch out and elongate the lower back muscles, bit of the hips, and then the lat muscles at the upper back and to the arms. And you can aim to reach further with the hands while your bottom is touching the heels, or go down as far as your knees will let you. If you can't, then just go into this opposite position where you're doing almost a cobra stretch, and you're getting a stretch into your lower back, and you're just lifting the head up. Make it dynamic. If you can aim to do both, go into child's pose, straight into a semi push-up or a cobra position where the head is looking forwards and you're arching through the lower back. All right, great job. Even 10 minutes just like this can make a massive difference in how you move and how you feel. If you enjoy this, once again, feel free to check out the rest of my videos. Thank you.